Welcome to the G Spot Experience with your girl, Germaine. This is our coffee break time. So I hope everybody is ready for this coffee break. I have my coffee today. Not sure what you may be drinking, but you know what? Hold on. Mm, so good. I gotta wean myself off of coffee, but so good. So I don't know what you're drinking, your coffee, your tea, your juice, your smoothie, whatever you may have. But today's brew is going to be what is keeping you bound? Just let that marinate, let that steep for a moment. Let it brew for a moment. What is keeping you bound? Because I want to challenge you in your thinking today on some things that can help free you from whatever it is keeping you bound. Okay. So, you know how we do. We take a pause and we pour in a purpose. So, we're going to give it a few moments. But this message is definitely for me. Actually, every message, every coffee break that I bring in the brews that I bring, is always for me. I'm a first partaker of my own coffee break brews. So, I want to get into this message though, because when you think about what is keeping you bound, hmm, we have Black Tech that's joined us on our Instagram page. Welcome to the G Spot Experience. The G Spot is the location where we're going to meet at to have an experience, and we're going to do it over a coffee break. And we just going to chop up what this brew is about, okay? All right. So, definitely for me, absolutely. I'm going to ditto that because I'm going to eat from this one today also. So if you are chiming in, make sure you let me know that you're in the community. So just make a comment, hit me up with a comment, say hi. Let me know if the message is resonating with you. Because if it is, hey, share in the comments so we could talk about it in this discussion because it's going to be hot. The message today, and I don't want you to get burned, but it's gonna be hot. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. So let's be honest. Sometimes it's not the big things holding us back. It's the subtle, silent chains we've learned to live with. Yeah. The guilt we haven't addressed. It's the unforgiveness we haven't released. It's the outdated narrative playing in the background of our minds. So, in today's coffee break, it's a gentle yet powerful reminder to examine what's really keeping you from your peace, your progress, and your purpose. So, think about it. Um, what are you tied to emotionally, mentally, or spiritually that no longer serves your growth? Think about it. I want you to take a moment and I really want you to just think about these things, right? Because sometimes we're so busy in life that we don't stop to just take self inventory of really what's going on and what could be that stumbling block or that block in front of us that if we move it, we will be propelled into our peace, our progress, and our purpose. So I want today's message is really going to be about self-inventory. Now, I don't need you to be personal and put it all out there. This is your business. This is your business. But if you choose that you want to share, then you know what? Go ahead and share in the community so we could talk about it. Good morning, Jesse Moss. So good to have you in. And today we're talking about what is keeping you bound. So let's get into it. And you know how I do, because I can only talk about myself, my own experiences, because I don't know yours. That's for you to talk about. But I'm just thinking about some things, right? And why this message is really kind of hitting home is because sometimes we can let the most smallest thing captivate us, put us in bondage. I'm thinking about a conversation with some friends that I've had that, was really just trying to wean themselves off of smoking cigarettes. And I want to use this as a story because when I think about how insignificant the size of a cigarette is, think about it. I don't even know if it's this long, a cigarette, because everything they're cutting back on. But when I think about how small an actual cigarette is and how we will allow something so small to put us in bondage that we become a slave to it. Now, I'm just using that because, from the visual standpoint, I want you to physically see how small a cigarette is, but how we become a slave to that. So, being bound by something, it could be anything. And we're going to get into it, right? But when I think about something so small and minor and how we literally give our power and we give up control over to it, and now it's literally controlling how we move about in our day-to-day lives. We're craving that thing, whatever it is holding you bondage. It's like you need it in order to be, which that's a lie. And so I just wanted to paint that picture so you have something in your mind. But like I said, it could be anything that you personally may be dealing with that's holding you in bondage. So let's get a little more into this, right? So remember, in today's coffee break, it's just going to be a gentle but powerful reminder to examine what's really keeping you from your peace, your progress, and your purpose. What is holding you back? What is, putting you in bondage? Self inventory. I want you to do that. I want you to begin to reflect over something. So, once again, let's talk about, what are you emotionally tied to, mentally tied to, or spiritually that's no longer serving your growth? Is it people pleasing? So, now I want to give you some examples to really think about if you're not sure, right? Is it people pleasing? Now, this is a thing that I know I was guilty of. Now, I've been removed from because I've been set free from trying to please people, because the one thing I realized, you can never please people, especially if they're not happy with where they are or who they are. So stop trying so hard. Two, hmm, is it perfectionism? Everything has to be so perfect. It has to be so perfect before I can even put it out. And you know what? I understand. I definitely understand. You want things to be in alignment. You want things to be right. You want things to be perfect. I think that's one of the reasons I was taking forever to try to step forward and just start these lives, right? Because everything needed to line up, everything needed to be so perfect. Let me tell you how tiresome that is. That is like, I'm tired and exhausted. Because at the end of the day, if you're worrying about people, they're going to scrutinize anyway, right? Some people will embrace, some people will talk real bad about it, whatever it is. But who are you doing it for? Think about it. So don't be in bondage to that, because what I learned, the more I was trying to get that thing to be so perfect with putting it out, the more it wasn't happening. And when I looked up, it was years later. So I think about it. So I do think about, what if I had the courage back then when this first came to me? Do you know how far along I would be? Hmm. If I had just had the mindset I have now back then to just do it, but we're not there. We're here. So, but I don't want you to let these things hold you in bondage, because they will. What about comparison? Is that something holding you in bondage? Now, let me explain this to you if you're not sure what I mean. I hear this all the time from family members, from people I'm in relationship with, from just in general. People talk about it. Comparison. Stop comparing yourself to someone else. Stop looking at their accomplishments and trying to figure out why you're not where they are. No, look at self. And you know what? This is from another coffee break. that we talked about this. So you might just want to go back and listen to the coffee breaks if you haven't. Good morning, Dr. T. Tenaria, thank you for joining in the conversation. What is keeping you bound? So, is comparison one of them? Do not, do not compare yourself to someone else. Their life is their life, and what's for you is for you. So, you know what we do? We celebrate people for their accomplishments when you see them progressing. One, you don't know what it took for them to get where they are. Two, you don't even know how they got to where they are. That's not your concern. Three, it's about you focusing on you and where you're going. Where is your car taking you? Okay. And so, celebrate. Don't be envious. So, good morning, Eva Campbell. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in. And yes, the hand claps. Let me tell you, this message, I'm the first partaker of it. This message was for me today. So, another thing, what is keeping you tied to emotional, mentally, or spiritually, that's no longer growing you or serves you? Um, is it shame? Now, shame is a difficult one for some people because, with shame, sometimes it ties in with pain. And for shame, if you feel like you're in a place and you feel like everybody knows whatever that was that you endured and that you had to go through. Yes, Penny, I know. So if you are someone that deals with shame and you don't know how to hold your head up high and walk in your God-given right and authority, I just want to give you encouraging words today. Is people will say whatever they want, but you know what? Own whatever that thing is that is causing your shame so you can take your power back and you can walk. It doesn't matter what they may say, how they may look at you. How do you feel about you? How do you see you? How does God see you? Okay. And, I talked in a previous coffee break about forgiveness. Forgive yourself and work on, if you haven't, forgiving the one that has caused the pain or the harm to you, whatever that shame may be that you are dealing with, because I don't know. But if I could just give you some encouraging words, do not let that shame become the stronghold in your life that holds you back in bondage, that robs you of your peace, of your purpose, of your freedom to move forward. So that is, I don't know, my heart just goes out because someone is dealing with shame. Someone is dealing with shame, not knowing how to hold their head up, not even wanting to go out and face life, kind of burying themselves, behind a closed door, wherever they are. But no, I want you to just step out, because you know what? We've all fall short. We've all come from somewhere. We all may have dealt with some things. And you know what? It may not look like yours, but whatever ours is, it's for us that we're dealing with. And some may have come through. I know I have, being set free, but I've learned the power in trusting God and knowing if I give it to Him, it makes me lighter. When I turn my burdens over to Him, it makes me lighter. When I ask for forgiveness, forgiving myself and forgiving those that I may have caused um, an ought against, or those that may have harmed or caused an ought against me. But for me, it's not believing the lies of what people may say or think. This goes back to, set yourself free from pleasing people and having people dictate who your purpose to be. So with that, don't let shame hold you in bondage. Free yourself, take your power back, move forward, and go claim what's rightfully yours. Go and claim your future. Go and find your purpose if you're not sure. Even out of the shame, will that help you to see? What your purpose is, I don't know. I'm just here saying, I'm just here speaking, but I definitely want to encourage those not to let these things hold you in bondage. So, Miss Diva Dads, thank you so much, my new business partner, joining us this morning. Thank you so much for coming on and checking out the G Spot Experience coffee break. And today, like I said, we're talking about what is keeping you in, what is keeping you bound. So, so another thing that may be keeping you bound, um, fear of disappointing others. Whew. You know what? All my coffee breaks seem to tie in with another one. So remember the one talking about the power of no, because we don't know how to tell someone no. So we fear how people may feel about us and what they may think about us. Um, so we don't know how to stand up sometimes and do what we know is right for us. Um, and so what? We're afraid, and then we get stuck. So here we are. Now we're in another form of bondage. Living your truth, whatever it may be. Make you, that was the coffee break, make you the leading man or woman in your story, which means sometimes you can't say yes to everything. Sometimes you might need to say no because it's going to set you in the wrong direction for your destiny and where you're going. So, with that, I don't know. Listen, I want you to really, like I said, take inventory of yourself and what is holding you in bondage. I want everyone in this community to be free, free in your thinking, free with your peace, free in your progress of moving forward, free in your purpose. You know, you don't know who is waiting to encounter you. Something you may be carrying may be for them, and they have to wait for you to come out of this place of bondage, the thing that's holding you back. And sometimes, remember, I gave the scenario about I use the cigarette because when I think about how small a cigarette is, we allow those small things to hold us captive in our movement, in our thoughts, in our purpose, whatever it is. So, oh, y'all, we're a little over 15 minutes. You know, hey, sometimes the message just be good and you don't want to end it abruptly. So, I told you this was going to be hot. I told you it was going to be a little hot because this is about you. This is about you being freed. So, all right, I'm going to start bringing it to an end. So, whatever it is, this is a solution for you to start freeing yourself. Name that thing. Name that thing that's holding you in bondage, that has you bound. Name it. Give it a name because what you name, you can confront. And what you confront, you can break free from it. Did you get that? So that's why I made this message personal to you. This is about you as you name it. And sometimes you may not want to share that, you know, openly in community. Sometimes you may just want to do this self journey so you can see what it is without people judging you, having a comment on it, saying what they think it should be. Make this about you. So I want you to name whatever it is that's keeping you bound. Because if you name it, you can confront it. And what you confront, you can break free from it. So today we ask, what lie have you believed about yourself for too long? What story do you keep rehearsing that keeps you small? And what habit feels safe but is actually keeping you stuck? Hmm. Ask yourself these questions. And if you don't get them all, guess what? Just go back and replay it on Facebook. I haven't figured out Instagram yet how I can keep these videos archived. But anyway, we'll figure it out. definitely go over to the YouTube channel, and it's in the descriptions. If you have not subscribed, go there because I checked, and guess what? We are over 9,000 followers. So we are growing, and I think we're going to hit that 10,000 mark way before August, sometimes this month. But go and replay it back so you can just ask yourself those questions. So let's have a truth moment because right now we're coming to an end. And I told you it was a little hot. So I wanted to just seep that, I wanted to just steep a little or just let it brew a little more. But in today's truth moment, you don't have to earn your freedom. You just have to accept it. God didn't design you to live in bondage, spiritual, emotional, or mental. You were made for liberty, for movement, for lightness. Ooh, wow. Before we get into the end, I just want to read a few comments. So, Eva, Penny, this is a powerful message. Thank you. And you know what? When I was going through it before bringing it forth, I just said, okay, this message is a little hot because I'm sorry if it's uncomfortable and if you feel like I'm in your business, it's not me. I don't know. You're in a place, and if you chimed into the community today, then this message may have been what God wanted to get to you. I don't know, but if it helps, if you could take anything away from it, please do because I know I have. Okay. Um, we also have uh yes, I do have to get Miss Diva Daz. I'll join you on your live soon. You absolutely will. And I know we're working on a book project with you as well, but we're working on several book projects so, together. But we also have Dr. T. You have you said you have to get free. Yes, you have to get free from people to go forward. Absolutely. It is a process. Yes, it is. To get there. Trust me, this stuff for me didn't happen overnight. This stuff for me, I am still learning, growing, releasing. But I have to tell you, I feel free because I took my focus off people. For a long time, it was about pleasing people. What do people need? Always making myself available to people. And it's like, ooh, that is a job in itself. And you know what? Everybody's not appreciative. Nope. Because what I realized, people will take, and not make any deposits. But you know what? Hey, if that's what they do, it's my job to make sure I protect my space. That's my job, right? And so, but I've come a long way. Yes, I have. So, but let's get into this close because what I want you to do, you know how we do. We sip slow, we think deep, and we break free because who you're becoming needs room to breathe. So, this is a quick exercise. Everybody just take a deep breath and release. One more time because that felt good. Deep breath and release. And bondage has no place in your becoming. Thank you so much. Sorry that it went a little over in this coffee break, but thank you for staying with me. Yes, thanks. You're so welcome, Miss Diva Dash, because yes, you are starting your book and you are on your way coming soon. We'll talk more about it when we bring her on, right? So thank you all so much for chiming in to the live. It's Monday through Friday. I've been really good because I've been working on being consistent to get here to do the lives around 10:30 because I didn't want to set a time. I didn't want to lock myself into a time that I could not be that I couldn't achieve. I didn't want to fail. I don't want to fail at this. I'm having a lot of fun. It took me a long time to get here, but I'm having a lot of fun building in the community, sharing with you all, being able to tell your stories. And as a book publisher for 17 years, over 500 plus books later. It is growing. And hey, if you have a story to tell, you know what? Share it with the world. We're here to help you get that book published. Let's push that baby out, okay? Because you've been holding on too long to it, and you know your story is powerful and people are waiting for it. You just don't know how to birth it out. So that's okay. You don't have to do it by yourself. We all need a little help to give a push. So make sure, even in the descriptions, just click on the website, hovpub.com. And you know what? I'll be your midwife. I'll help you push that baby forward. So, and Ms. Diva Daz says, I stopped thinking and dreaming and acted. Amen. And on that note, thank you all so much for joining the community. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow. So make sure you come in for a coffee break. And I promise I will not keep you this long. But this message was so good. It was so hot and it's still burning. So, all right. I'll see you tomorrow. And make sure if you have not gone to the YouTube, go and join, become a member, subscribe, and then tell me that you like or comment. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.